So what are the guidelines? Comprehensive, sustainable, collaborative, equitable, nonpartisan, I want to say that again, nonpartisan, and enhancing economic growth. It's estimated, and we've studied every regional collaboration in the country. This is important. We said this last year to you, but I want to remind you. Some are more complex than others, some are more broad than others. Not one has failed, and neither will we. Working together. Not one has failed. They have all grown. We estimate that we will collectively grow our economy by working better together and sharing the benefits thereof, anywhere from 2.5% to 5% annually. Now that starts off small, but when it accumulates, it makes a huge difference, and that equates into jobs. Jobs, smart jobs, appropriate jobs, not subsidized jobs, real jobs. Okay? So, this is an organizational chart. I'm sure you can all read every name that's on there, every word that's there. But this is a business type of movement forward. There are many people involved in this, and it's township trustees, county commissioners, mayors, council members are involved in this, elected officials. We have planners involved in this. We have virtually every facet of every government agency in Northeast Ohio involved in embracing this. That doesn't happen easily. There's a lot of work. A lot of work that's gone into by many, many people. But that will just give you an idea of how we are structured. So, first we listened in this last year. And as you can see, we have touched or presented to almost actually now it's 7,000 since we did this slide. And of that, a full 35% have been business leaders. It's not just the elected officials, it's not just our colleagues. We've reached out and they have embraced this very sincerely. Okay, so I'm going to run down here. I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but you can see Ashe, Beulah, Geauga counties and Lake County, Stark and Carroll counties, Lorain County, Tri-C, Medina County. I mean, I have gotten to know Northeast Ohio better than I ever thought I would. And it is true. In Northeastern Ohio, within 45 minutes of any location, you can get to 85% of our Northeastern Ohio. Our traffic, our highway system is perfect, even though this exit was a little chewed up tonight, so we'll just leave that one out. So we've talked to Greater Cleveland Partnership, Mahoney Valley Chamber. These are people who have endorsed us, who are cheering us on and saying, please bring this forward. We have meetings with chambers, as you can see. League of Women Voters have been enormously supportive of this and have developing an endorsement. And they have worked very hard and very deep and digging very deep into what we're doing. Focus groups, school superintendents, treasurers, township trustees, county commissioners, city councils, as far as focus groups, to get the input, to make sure that what we end up proposing early next year will be something that will be universally acceptable, doable, and will set us on the right course of action for the future. State leaders, from the governor's staff to the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the partners that we work with, including your association, which is so important to us. The Fund for Economic Future, which is doing a major funding of this, but is not the only funder by any stretch of the imagination. And as you can see the list here. So, what did we hear? And this is what we did here from those meetings to talk, and we were talking conceptually as we are now into the detail stage, but this time we're talking conceptually. So, more organized than I ever dreamed. Regionalism and collaboration are alive. People think it's dead, it's alive, and they understand that. Building more support and leadership beyond elected officials. Is the 16-county area too large for us to do all in one fell swoop? Okay, we heard that kind of pushback. In the tax-based revenue sharing module, Good concept, but what are the details? Must be fair and equitable. Absolutely. The funds distributed, they want to know how that's done. And there's a formula that they're working on. That's why we're in the details now. What's the impact on the schools? How about townships? Can they really be involved with us? And all the answers are yes, yes, and yes. Long overdue. Reduce sprawl and disparities. Will this usurp local authority? Every community is concerned about that. We don't want anybody telling us what we have to do, but inspire us to do the right thing. If it's beneficial, smart, and it protects the environment, absolutely. And it grows, and we use infrastructure we already have in place. Why build new when we could use the infrastructure we have in place? And we responded. We've got public relations, such as the website. We've had news, state radio interviews, news and TV programs that various members have been on. PBS channel 45 and 49, there's a 1-hour panel discussion about the RPI, and there'll be more coming up. Of course, I mentioned the website before. We've got newsletters we've sent out there. We have over 1,000 subscribers. And we have monthly webinars. And again, you can sign up for that if you haven't already on our website. And I think you'll be very pleased what you see in the resources that are on the website and the linkages. We're not asking you to spend all day on the computer. I don't like that either. But it is a resource you'll want to at least register to. And we have videos we've captured national, state, and local leaders and their conversations on regionalism. Okay, so we've identified certain systems that we need to have them speaking. What we're doing is setting a foundation where they're collaborating together. We're finding out that one element has a database where the other doesn't, and they're not really sharing those things. So why create an additional one? We're engaging leaders and stakeholders, the MPOs, the water, sewer, utilities, planners, park officials, utilities, environmental, all of those working together to share their assets together. The opportunities for collaboration and strategies are there, and we're developing a collaboration network. Okay, so some of the other accomplishments: we've analyzed regional systems, we've modified a model tax-based revenue, or what we're calling tax-based actually, not revenue, but tax-based sharing variations, model property tax, income tax. We looked at, should we have a sales tax? Should we have an additional sales tax? We've delved into every question that everybody has asked us about. We've weighed the feedback of leaders of convening sessions. We've analyzed various scenarios and databases. And we've analyzed and did a 10-year look back to say, what would have happened had this been in place? What would have meant per community? And we have had special focus and drill down, usually about 10 or 11 people on those, and asking those tough questions. And we've developed various scenarios, and we've tried to apply them and see what the results were. Go ahead, Carrie. We've analyzed the statutory authority in order to determine what legislation might be needed to allow us to continue pursuance of this. We've raised awareness. As a matter of fact, there are several committees at the state level that have approached us over this last year that we could provide testimony to. One of them is coming up with Representative Foley is doing a report and helping us at the state level with what we're trying to do. And we've engaged a lot of partners, Greater Ohio Commission on Local and Government Reform, as well as collaboration with the Ohio Department of Development. Okay, Carrie? So, now let us tell you what some of that analysis has done. I just wanted to express to you or show you some of the work on your behalf and with fellow council members that have been working with us where we've been. And these are some of the preliminary, not final, details of where we've analyzed this. So, Carrie?